Forged in the lockdown. Hello and welcome to Critical Question, the Unfathomable quiz. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. Today we have a special quiz devoted to Trump. Apparently my panel is divided on their opinion of Trump.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm torn. Some of us think he's an inch long and others think he's 2 inches long.
No, some think he's an inch, some think he's 2.5 centimeters.
Dave, you've got to.
That's insulting to every man with a micro penis.
Dave.
At least if he had a micro penis, he'd find it easy to dock.
You know, the person who should get the Congressional Medal of Honor is Melania Trump for having to climb that mountain. If you think about it, if you really think about it.
Especially as she's got no purchase to stay on once she gets to the top.
He doesn't look like someone that just wants to like sleep next to you in the bed, you know.
I think that's not going to happen because I think we were all duped. There was a wall built, but that was in the bedroom, and Melania had Trump pay for it.
Okay,
Exactly.
Does anyone here think that they're all actually his kids?
No.
I think there's a reasonable chance they're not.
I think likely Eric is, but the rest are much too good looking to be his.
You never know.
I still think Ivanka is his kid.
You know,
Ivanka not being his kid would answer a lot of questions.
With his biblical background, obviously that's the one he wants to fuck.
I think Melania is his kid.
Oh,
I don't think.
Exactly.
I've seen pictures. I don't think Melania's real.
To be fair, she does.
I tell you what, in some of the pictures, she doesn't even look like she's being played by the same woman.
No.
I'll tell you what, though, I have been loving that some of the responses to some of Trump's notable supporters on Twitter.
Yeah.
I never knew that in 2021, Xena Warrior Princess versus Hercules was going to be the Twitter feud we all wanted to see.
Kevin
fucking new one.
Absolutely.
The one that I liked best was Trump tweeted that the election was stolen because it was all over the internet. And someone replied, "So are Melania's tits. Doesn't make them real." To me, that was true. Microphone drop. No one can top it.
Atheist Donna says she loves your hair, Jen. And I'm just wondering if that's just because she got nothing else to compliment clothes-wise.
I have noticed, and you have to look closely, but Jen can wiggle her tail because it's happening live on screen. Without her moving, it wiggles.
Well, if you were sitting on the top of somebody who's naked, you'd be nervous too.
Depends on who's in the room.
I was about to say the same thing.
Well,
might be I'd be sitting on the couch naked, and someone walks in and immediately becomes very nervous.
Dave's wishing I was on a bouncy ball like he is. That's what it is.
That chair you've got bounces.
You got to do it, Dave. You got to do it before we jump into it.
You got to warn me when I'm drinking coffee. I'm gonna spit on my computer.
I have all the best questions. Nobody does the questions like I do.
Thank you.
I was wondering you had such tiny hands, Jeff.
I actually
they are quite tiny, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are. and delicate.
Tiny hands or big penis?
see,
Tiny hands or big.
I can never do it right. Here you go. See? There's a tiny hand.
Creepy.
I just love it. I just love it if he responded to that by saying something like, "I don't have tiny hands. I can encircle my entire cock with my, you know."
I don't think Donald Trump has seen his micro pee in like 15 years.
No. He's the only person I've ever known that buys his condoms based on ring size.
I have it on good
His ring
authority.
size?
Yeah.
Hold on. I have it
I'm
on
right.
good
Where are my
authority
notes? Write this one
that-
down.
Have you seen the new chrome nail polish? I don't know who.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have it on good authority that Melania puts that on Trump's toenails so he can find it when he needs to pee.
Well,
Right.
you know, Vladimir Putin may have the photographs of his dick. We don't know.
Oh, who knows? He might be moving there. Trump is probably
well,
moving.
Trump did beat
Oh, he has
Hillary in one
tweeted that he's
aspect.
not going to. He's definitely not going to the inauguration.
Yeah, because he's going to be living. He's going to be next door to Edward Snowden because he's going to move to Russia.
And he won't be playing. He will not be playing golf in Scotland because Nicola Sturgeon said no fucking way as he comes
I
into
saw
Scotland.
He's too big a risk.
Mm.
He
Well,
doesn't wear
Trump has
masks for a
problem now.
start.
Trump did beat Hillary in one thing though. He did become the first president who we had to sit down to pee.
Ox, I don't want to see comments like that in the chat again. We're not taking that prick. We got enough assholes of our own without taking him.
Oh, the prime minister already said that Trump's travel is not essential.
Yeah.
I think he might be overplaying the title of Nicola Sturgeon. But if Trump wants to come in, fly into Scotland and pick Boris up, and they can both fuck off to Russia, no problem with that.
Trump's
Has anyone seen the Scottish woman? I think I tweeted her. Who did some kind of a press conference and ended with why Trump couldn't get to Scotland. I need to go back and find that. That was
That
brilliant.
would probably been Nicola Sturgeon, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
But everybody realizes that with all the pending civil lawsuits, that Trump's assets are likely to be frozen.
I do hope so.
So who's going to take him if he doesn't have his money?
And
Well, I mean, if he keeps playing dip his cock in the snow, his assets will definitely be frozen.
does Trump have money, or is he just assets? Does he have actual money, or is he just a bunch of buildings in a crappy casino?
I think he might have some at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, that they're
Well, we're
realizing
paying.
that he probably has more debt than he has money.
Well, all those people have been donating to him, for the stole the election fund. So
Because
he gets
I
to keep
paid-
all that.
I paid 9 times the taxes that Trump did.
And he actually
Literally
might not
9
get to
times.
keep that from the stole the election fund because he's being sued over it.
Jeff, go on.
There's a lawsuit for
Yeah,
$2.5 million that he collected the money under false pretenses.
We got any questions today, or
We have. We have.
We haven't even
have
let
we-
Dave introduce us.
I haven't. Wait, now, let's do that.
no?
Right.
Well,
I'm
to be fair,
that one. Sure. That one. Other way. That one.
I'm a very stable
It's
sewing
Jen.
table.
You're amazed.
Very stable sewing table.
Right, hello everyone. Today we have got with us Godless Sewing, Jen's Little Corner, Godless Scummer,
Also known as a very stable beer curtain.
Peter, Purple rhymes with orange.
I can't claim to be a stable anything.
You're meant to be able to claim to make stable things.
Yes, I could build you a stable stool.
That counts. That counts.
And Jenni Morgan.
Hi. I'm not stable or unstable. I'm just perfectly neutral. I love Trump. He's just the finest president we've ever had. and I don't know why you guys
He's
are
the
just
funniest
picking on him
president
so
you've ever
much.
had.
Oh, we
Yes,
need to
he's-
cut that. We need to cut that. And make
No.
that-
Cutting
You're gonna
sense of
like.
humor.
You're gonna love the first question.
Okay.
Okay,
Shall we have a question then?
We shall.
Does Peter
Question.
get an introduction?
Yes. He got before you. Question 1348. What one new policy would make you vote for Donald Trump?
if the policy,
Declare Donald Trump illegal all around the world.
I think there should be some sort of law passed against being Donald Trump. Yes.
Yeah.
if he volunteered to be put in a rocket and shot into outer space aimlessly, I would vote for him.
Guaranteed a minimum income.
You
Yeah,
go for
universal
minimum
basic income.
Yeah, that too.
No, because I still won't trust him with it.
No, that's the problem I've got.
I got.
We're going to assume he. Okay, we have to assume for this question that he will implement the
perfect
policy.
one. We stop medical tests on animals and start using Trump instead.
There aren't enough. He uses
as long as
family
he
as
gets to
well.
use his kids too.
See, but if you launch him in space,
Obviously, we need to have his kids for what do you how do you call that? Control.
I want to stick the Q-tip in their eye.
Do you think Trump could have won the election if he'd gone with the policy of impeaching Trump?
No.
he has enough personalities for it.
Yeah.
How about all representatives and senators shouldn't be paid wages, but paid student loans instead for when they inevitably get a high-paying job after they leave office?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Never Again says stop paying them for life, set term limits, and if we don't have lifetime healthcare, then they shouldn't either.
Yeah, universal health care, but all elected officials are covered under the same plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We would get amazing healthcare at that point. I still like launching Trump into space. Tell
I like
him,
the idea.
tell him there's money out there.
So I'm just stealing some from Mark Thomas's People's Manifesto here. I like this one. This policy here, that anyone who peddles homeopathic remedies should only receive homeopathic remedies if they've got a major illness.
I agree. Maybe it'd be less people at the doctor.
Oh,
There is one thing about your space thing, babe, is that he could practice his docking in the International Space Station.
Oh, I was thinking about launching him past that. Just let it just keep going.
No matter how foul they are, I'm against doxing anyone.
Not doxing, docking.
I'm willing to make a start. I'm willing to dox Trump.
You're willing
lives
to
at
dock with Trump?
Yeah, he lives at 1600
There you go.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Not very much longer.
I wonder if
Wow, that's the
Melania
first-
calls it docking.
She's probably so high she doesn't call it anything. Or drunk, medicated.
Is it only me, or have other people noticed that she's developed that same sour, angry at the world face that Trump has?
She has to live with Trump. Can you blame her?
No.
No, she doesn't have to live with Trump. She could get a divorce.
I think she's already way ahead of you there.
Yeah, give it another month, we'll see divorce proceedings begin, I think.
I'll be surprised if she doesn't. If she doesn't, then she's not anything I thought she was.
The question is the prenup.
Doesn't matter. Won't matter. Trump won't want his financial records made public. He will agree to whatever she wants to prevent that.
He paid off Stormy Daniels, so you're right. You're right. He would. Ugh, God.
She should have held out for much more.
That is true. I would have. And then gone to the press anyways.
I wouldn't have come forward because I would not want anyone to know I'd ever had sex with him.
To be fair, though, she probably does have pictures of his dick. It's blackmail material, you know.
Well, if she's probably done worse than Trump.
Oh, has anyone seen the video Pastor Locke made about pictures?
I try to avoid that.
He said that Mike Pence turned around because the Dems had pictures on him, and you have to be careful because the Dems will have pictures on you. So now I'm curious, what pictures would we be able to find on Greg Locke? Because if
I think his wife is
Do you want some? I got some now.
oh,
We share screens.
They'll catch him in a hotel room smoking meth like they did with who's that guy that went up against Richard Dawkins? I can't remember.
I think I need to invite him on another show.
Are there photos of Greg Locke's
Ted
wife?
The last time I did that, his
Ex-wife.
secretary fucked everything up and then fucked him.
Oh, what was that guy's name? Was it Ted Haggard?
Yeah, Ted Haggard. I tried, but I couldn't get him on the show.
Oh,
I got one of
couple.
his number one pupils on the show a while back.
Ted Haggard went off. He was anti-homosexual, everything. He went off, and then he got caught with smoking meth with a gay hooker,
which was his boyfriend.
See, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with even
and the guy I talked to
having seedy hotel sex. Just admit to it.
The guy I talked to, and this is going to hurt. The guy I talked to had an existential crisis after that came out. Didn't know whether or not God was real. So guess what he did? He went to Australia and came back as a faith healer. I will hold all of you responsible for that.
Hey, there's lots of things you guys want to hold Australia responsible for.
I want to know what the hell happened in the
I just want to hold you.
He was bitten by a drop bear.
You can hold me.
Did you watch? Okay, no.
Good.
I don't want to sidetrack. Right. Is there anything else that would make you vote for Donald Trump before we go on to the next horrific
If
question?
they launched me into space.
I can do it.
And so I would never have to come
Donald
back.
Trump, if he would organise with the Australian government to allow Will into this country.
I think that you're going to screw over the entire of America just for a shag.
Yeah.
Jen, if you take Will, you've got to take Ken Ham back with him.
Oh, see that?
If he's a contestant on like Celebrity Big Brother or something, I might vote for him.
As long as I don't have to sit on the plane with Ken Ham, I'm okay with that.
Right, next question then. Question 1349. Is there anything that you think Donald Trump could not get away with?
No, I mean we've already seen it.
Yeah.
He can get away with an insurrection, and they still defend him.
I do not think he could get away with, say, shooting somebody on television.
The man went on TV and said Mexican people are drug dealers, rapists, and all these things, and then got elected president 8 months later. So that list is really short.
He could walk out in the street and shoot somebody and he wouldn't get arrested.
Yeah, he did say that.
He actually said it. So, I think he'd end up impeached, though, if he did actually do the violence himself.
You know, if he keeps on eating McDonald's, he's not going to get away with.
He should be dead
life.
already from the McDonald's.
Well, Nerdy asked if Trump could get away with starting a war, and that's nothing. There's been dozens of presidents who've done that.
Randy says he's hoping a coup.
I want somebody to get one of those really thinly built electronic scales and slip it under the carpet behind his podium. And to just be able to show this guy really does weigh damn near 400 pounds.
Well, nowadays you could build the whole podium where it is a scale and he would never know if he walked on it.
No, excuse me, the guy's an idiot. You just put a step by the podium with some scales and a piece of wood on top.
It would have to be a ramp.
Just tell him it's a new way of figuring out how much he has to pay in tax. He steps on it and he pays the value.
He's not very good at ramps.
Could you imagine how much the White House just reeks of like chicken nuggets and Big Macs and French fries? I bet it smells so bad in there, and just shame and Big
Melania
Mac.
would be happy. She doesn't have to cook.
I'll bet the White House kitchen staff is just so relieved that they'll be able to cook real food again.
Are there any White House kitchen staff?
Let's be honest. When he dies, McDonald's takings are going to drop by like 20%. Aren't they?
We've never had a president who openly brags about eating fast food like this.
No. That's meant to be a guilty pleasure. Ox
Well,
said
Clinton was pretty open with his diet of really bad food.
But I watched the documentary, and the cook said that every time Hillary left town, Bill would go down in the kitchen. He's like, "I want a rack of ribs. I want a cheeseburger." He was still down home, but his wife controlled his diet. Yeah. So at least Bill Clinton used discretion with that only.
Well, and at least he was asking the kitchen staff to make some real food.
True.
He wasn't telling somebody to run out to McDonald's for it.
Oh, if you're the president of the United States and you can't get a burger, what the hell is the offer? I mean, I wouldn't want to be a president if that was possible.
Right,
super chat.
I know. Thank you very much for your super sticker, the African Humanist. $1.99. Thank you.
Yay.
It wouldn't surprise me if when they go in there they actually go in when Biden goes in there, he finds that there is actually a McDonald's outlet in the White House.
I would have that place scrubbed from top to bottom.
Oh, they're going to.
People
going to.
in hazmat suits. Take the drinks down.
They really are going to. There are plans to fumigate the entire building. It's because of COVID.
Is the COVID
nonetheless,
kid,
the whole building's going to be fumigated.
They know there have been dozens of people who've been exposed to COVID walking around in there.
Oh, so gross. He is so gross. It's not even funny, but it is funny.
A lot of bleach. Ox says things he could never get away with: being a president, being an American, and being a good person.
About sums it up.
I cannot, honest to God, think of one positive thing to say about him. No. And I don't think I felt that way about any other human being on Earth.
I can. He's not the president
He's made
anymore.
Nixon look good.
For next week, but the week after.
I can say something good about him. His enemies are the best people.
They're more stable.
He's made people nostalgic for George W.
I know
that. I challenge you all. I'm serious. I'm going to challenge you all. One genuinely good thing about Donald Trump.
No, I can't. Not in terms of his. Wait, I've got questions to come.
He's a complete racist, bigoted prick. I can't wait till he's gone. When I was younger, I thought George Bush was trying to bring on the end of the world. I would give George Bush a hug right now. I would go back to that time when George Bush was president compared to Trump.
Yes. He
and
still
George Bush
wanted
and
a
Tony
functioning
Blair.
government.
George Bush and Tony Blair tried to take over the Middle East, which they kind of did.
All Trump wanted to do was destroy the government.
Matt Dillahunty tweeted, "Fuck Trump for having me agree with George Bush." After he put out the statement.
Yeah, but George Bush is the kind of person who would talk to you. He
Here's
still drives a pickup truck around Texas. Donald Trump, Donald Trump's going to be hidden somewhere because people are going to be throwing tomatoes and milkshake at him.
And he had a weird fascination with pubic wigs. He was always talking about Americans.
Here is the big difference between W and Trump. That as bad as W was, as much of a bloody clown he was at times, he at least had a basic, at least a little bit of respect for the fact that he was holding the office of President of the United States. Whereas Trump feels he's above that office.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other thing about George Bush is that he went to church and he genuinely believes in God. I don't personally hold that view, but the fact that he really genuinely feels it and
Well, I
as
think,
best he
oddly
can
enough,
lives by his
I
beliefs.
think this is what Pence's limit is. I think this is the only reason that Pence. I find it horrible I am saying this, but I think Pence's religion is the only thing that is allowing him to stand up to Trump at the moment. Because he's not willing to come out and agree with him. Because he's not willing to
the
outright
writing's
lie.
on the wall, though. Well, the writing's on the wall because they've been agreeing with him this entire time. So what's the difference between a month ago and today is that they know there's no other avenue for him
No, Pence hasn't agreed with him.
I don't think
Pence
it
has
has
avoided
anything
it.
to do with his religion. I think all Pence's motivation is to be a candidate in 2024.
You think?
Yep.
Pence has got to be smart enough to realize that this moment in history is critical to his future. That I would like to see him realize that if he goes complete 180 on Trump and recommends the 25th Amendment, that he would definitely be a very viable candidate in 2024.
I think Trump sees the Republican Party splitting, and he's just trying to gauge which half is going to have a bigger voter base.
I think
that may well be.
This is my speculation. You know, he made that speech this morning. I almost feel that it would not surprise me that if there's certain Republicans went to him and said, basically, back the fuck off, stop stirring the pot, and just leave gracefully, and we won't support the 25th if that or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think
it's just a matter of some of the Republicans.
Basically, it's probably some of his own party going to him saying, basically, shut the fuck up, don't incite this anymore, and we'll let you can leave with your head held high.
I
think they've already done that, though.
I think someone said it earlier, and I can't remember who, but it's one of you, said that I think all of a sudden he has been made aware that he is liable for some of this.
No, I think it's just some of the Republicans sitting in Congress realize that, oh shit, I could have been shot in my own office.
by the people they were provoking. They were asking these people to come down. And then, not saying anything. As long as the
riots were only happening in poor neighborhoods, they didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I have been saying for months
they have to
and
be,
months.
now they care.
I've been saying for months and months to these wannabe right-wingers that they need to understand that in a revolution, they always eat their own.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
Always.
You try to turn over the government, you're going to shoot all the government. So it wouldn't matter if they were Republicans or not. If they got in to try to put Trump on that king pedestal, which is what Trump wanted, all of Congress was going to get shot.
And I hold this tenet to be absolutely true for the left wing as much as the right.
Yeah.
And
And the speech Trump made just before the
this is why Trump is a coward, right? If he'd have led that march, it would have been a successful coup.
Yeah.
No,
he didn't. He got them. He incited them, and then said, "Go." They didn't know what to do. They went and smashed stuff up a bit.
But
they got no aim.
The speech he made just before they went to the Capitol building, he wasn't going after the Democrats anymore. He was talking about the people in his party that were not loyal to him. So those are the ones he was sending them after.
Right.
He was trying to create so much chaos.
Yawning, Jenny, you're making me yawn.
He was trying to create so much chaos that he was going to declare martial law. He wanted to be dictator. He wanted to declare martial law. And now he can't even do that because we see how incompetent he is.
Well, not only that, Pence has basically taken his toys away from him without actually doing the 25th. Pence is basically taking charge behind the scenes.
There is something interesting that is probably illegal. Pelosi has spoken with the Joint Chiefs of Staff in terms of them not allowing him to do anything without their say-so. so that he can't do anything militarily without the Democrats' agreement.
Yeah.
Good. He should be out of office. He should be dragged out of
I
office.
don't know if necessary. I mean, maybe.
I don't know what's been agreed. All I know is Pelosi has interfered.
I don't know the legalities of her being the one telling them to do it. I don't know. They can. The Joint Chiefs can put some limits on the president in certain aspects. This is why he can't, quote unquote, push the button.
No.
Well, there isn't a button. That's the other thing.
Okay.
I mean, there used to be the football thing with all the codes in it, and that was just a way for the president to start initiating it. But there is no button.
I think that's why all of us are really relieved, because Trump will never figure out what he needs to do to launch anything because he's not smart enough.
Well, the point is it's never been like that anyway. He just had to tell someone.
Yeah,
I've
might just hide that person.
I've heard Melania say if you can't find one button, he can't find the other.
But the point is, it's probably some guy called Bob, right? But what they do is they kept Bob at the Pentagon and giving him Steve. And Steve follows him around.
No one in here got the Melania joke.
I've always believed that somewhere in there somebody has made an intentional typo to make sure he never got the real codes.
Absolutely. The president is just a figurehead anyways. There's but
he could have done a coup because he pissed off too many of the military commanders. So if he had done a coup, they would have sacked him first.
It's one of the things. I don't think in history, as far as I'm aware, the president has never got less than half of the military vote. And it looks like this one has.
Yeah.
The military do not like Trump.
No, especially the high command in the Pentagon does not like Trump. So if it had come to martial law, I'm sure the generals would have taken Trump out.
Well, this is the thing. Okay, I'll come to there's another question where I'm going to go to the next question because there's military stuff coming up later that I want to question.
Let's go to the next question. We're still on the first
The problem is if they're all Trump, so you're going to...
Yep.
Right. Question 1,350. Would you donate one of your organs to save Donald Trump's life if he agreed to sign any executive order you choose? If yes,
no.
No.
I only own guitars and a ukulele anyway, so I couldn't.
Any one thing he would do more negative things afterward.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I would quite happily donate a lung to him if I got lung cancer.
You can have the old one whilst you get a new one. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Never again says maybe my appendix.
Well, Trump is a one-man show of the Wizard of Oz. He's got no brain, no heart, no courage, and we all want him to just go home.
I suppose you could give him a fecal transplant.
He wouldn't be able to eat burgers. It'd take him months to be able to eat burgers again.
You'd be doing him a favour then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
TP Seeker says, fuck no, I'd rather watch a skin-eating disease eat me alive.
I can't answer that. I don't know. If I was allowed to tell him how much of a piece of shit I thought he was every day, because I'm vindictive like that, every day I'd be like, I think you're a piece of garbage. See you tomorrow. You're welcome. You're welcome for the liver. You're welcome.
You're back.
I no, I don't think I could. No, I would point and laugh at him as he was begging me for my body part. So no.
Yeah.
Hans says only if I was not genetically compatible.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have anything redeeming about him. It would
Jenni,
be a waste.
You're a better person than him, aren't you? You donate an organ to him.
I did read the question. No, I would not. Not for an executive order. If it was going to be a legislation that went on for generations, I'd consider it.
I could donate,
and a chunk of liver I'd give. I'd give a kidney.
This guy literally he tried to destabilize the government. I don't.
No, he didn't try to destabilize the government. He successfully destabilized the government.
I wouldn't give him my toenail clipping.
Hawk says if Trump was on fire and I had the only glass of water, I'd drink the water and go find a tree to pee on.
Damn right.
Damn
right.
I'd be all for giving him a fecal transplant as long as he had to actually eat the shit.
It doesn't work if you eat the shit.
They don't. They put it up the other end.
Yeah,
I know
even
they
feel
do,
the
but
guy.
it'd be way more fun to tell him he has to eat it.
I wouldn't. I don't hate people. I don't look at people and with disdain and anger. I can't stand that man. And as somebody with an extremely annoying voice, he has an extremely annoying voice.
Okay, if
You don't have an
Trump,
annoying voice.
No, I know, but he tries to be. I can't listen to him speak. I
No,
can't.
I
If
have
Trump was
to
sedated-
agree with that. So just listening to him wears me out.
Yes.
if Trump was sedated for surgery so he couldn't talk, there's a 50-50 chance they couldn't tell which end they were working on.
Exactly.
Yesterday,
idea,
I had to take the headphones off when Jen was playing the speech. First, she was playing it before the show. I took the headphones out and walked away. And then when she played it again, I took the headphones off. I genuinely cannot stand that guy. There's a physiological reaction that happens when he starts talking.
He's
I think
horrible.
I think Doorknob Head has a good idea in the chat.
A human Trump pillar. How would
Yeah.
that work? Trump pillar.
Well, you have
He can
him.
kiss my ass and I'll
him-
shit down his throat.
You could have Pence on the. No, you could. So Pence on the front, Trump in the middle, and Ted Cruz or something behind him.
Oh, and Ted Cruz is on that list, too. He needs to be launched into outer space, too.
Oh, Ted Cruz is just reprehensible.
I
Oh
can't.
no! Apparently, he's been against Donald Trump's rhetoric for years now. He suddenly discovered today.
He's
Aha.
a gutless coward. He is a gutless coward who needs to fight Ron Perlman.
Him and
called him out.
Lindsey Graham will give anybody a blowjob who happens to be able to get them where they want to go.
Where did you want to go?
I have no idea. Power control.
Moon?
Same as any other fuck Republican.
Yeah,
They should be.
how many Republican officials have had their staff working without sleep for the last 48 hours trying to find instances where they can show that they stood up against Trump?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've
These
been doing
people
this
were-
forever.
They were complicit with this man. I think they should all be kicked out of office.
You
All of
guys,
them.
you guys don't know this, but that senator from Wisconsin, Ron Johnson, is now saying here on local news that he's considering resigning and or not running for a re-election because of the negative press he got for the crap in the Senate.
Yeah.
So we've had an effect on some of these people. There's
Has,
no doubt.
has anyone noticed that with all these resignations, at least Trump achieved one of the things that he promised to do? Drain
the swamp.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's still far too many of them. Right.
Yeah, when we drained it, he was standing in the middle of it.
But he's still there. Right. Next question. Question.
One of the reasons those are happening is because there's a question with the 25th Amendment as to whether or not an acting secretary of whatever, an acting cabinet member would be allowed to make such a vote.
Probably. Sandy, the problem is I probably would because I'm like that. I'd like to hope I wouldn't, but I probably would. Right, next question.
Okay.
What question 1351. Do you think Donald Trump is capable of a successful coup? If so,
No.
do you have an actual exit plan ready rather than vague sentiments?
No,
Well, I'm an Australian, so I don't need an exit plan. And no, he proved he
No,
isn't.
he is not capable. And I think we need to put this into perspective in a way. If that was supposed to be an attempted coup, a couple of days ago, that was just bollocks. It was something that
I
interfered
agree.
with the process for a few hours. And so I think we do need to put that into some sort of
I know.
perspective. He rolled the mob up or whatever, But was it a coup? Was it a coup, or was it ever going to be a successful revolution? No. It's nowhere near to it. There's other things you need to you need to just pull off a coup. You need to actually have a hell of a plan for that.
You also have to have the military actually on side.
For starters, you need to have the military on side.
Absolutely.
You need to, somewhere like, for example, like if it was a genuine coup attempt, you think, well, maybe try and seize the Pentagon before the Capitol building or something.
Yeah.
The only thing that has saved us is Trump's incompetence. He has no ability to plan ahead for anything. But more than 3 years ago, I did say I had an escape plan that I was willing to row a canoe across Lake Superior to try and get sanctuary in Canada.
Never Again says no, already executed it, just didn't go far enough. Ox says no, he just tried 2 days ago. Yes, all packed and loaded. Haddon says, personally, I think Trump is not competent to plan anything and too lazy to plan anything.
I don't think that he would be capable of planning it at all. I just don't think he has the knowledge base to do something like that.
He can't do any advanced planning. He keeps
I think he would require someone else to do all the work, but he surrounds himself with people that are useless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a trait of the Republican Party. They're real good at winning elections, and they're absolutely abysmal at running a government.
They don't want to run the government. They want to destroy the government.
Yeah. Well, I really think the Republicans put Trump up there because they wanted a clown in office to distract people from what Congress was doing.
No,
but
I don't think so.
They were not prepared for him contradicting himself every other word.
I don't think they wanted Trump.
Wait. Are you saying that no one has watched him before? I mean,
don't think
how
the
can you
Republicans
not
wanted
be
him.
prepared?
The religious right have made it clear what they want, and they wanted a Trump.
They want a dictator.
They didn't want it for 20 years. They weren't ready.
They want a theocracy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of the sort of traditional Washington insider type Republicans didn't want him as president. But he did appeal to a lot of their more fanatical support base. He kind of got there, although the sort of more establishment sort of Republicans didn't really want him as a candidate.
I think his attempt. Oh, what's that?
Go on, let's do this. You had said he's an incredibly smart person. He doesn't have to tell anyone outright to do something. He has weaponized the minds of people just like a cult leader. He has become their savior.
Yeah. There's just
the bar is extremely low with those people. Then
a news clip just went across my screen that the current Melania substitute in the White House, Hope Hicks, is resigning.
That'll all be gone shortly. And it's just going to come down to Pence and him.
I think Trump did a half-ass attempt at a coup. I don't think he was smart enough. I think he was thinking that his hillbilly army was 10 times bigger than what it was.
The problem is, I think he's too much of a coward. I don't think he ever would have led it. And I don't think, if he wasn't willing to lead it, I don't think it was ever going to go anywhere.
I agree. That's why he was invoking them instead of leading them.
Yeah. Literally, I think he would have. I think he could have taken Congress if he'd have walked down with those people.
Oh, every disfranchised cis white guy would have grabbed their gun and ran down there. Greg Locke would have been down there. All those people, they would have ran down there to save their country. So I agree with you. But in America,
Never Again says, do not call it that. It's insulting to real hillbillies.
That is, I mean, I think sometimes we might need to take a little step back on this a bit and analyze this in a few months' time. You realize that was not a coup attempt at all. That was
a temper tantrum from a generation of people who were beat by their parents.
Yeah.
I'm that age. I am finally at that age.
Yes, he rolled them up. No doubt he rolled them up, and there were definitely things that you could question about what he did, because there should have been a lot more security around that fucking building than there was.
No, but he showed how weak the infrastructure is.
Yeah.
Because now everybody knows if you have a mob, you can storm the Capitol.
That you can't know. Because this is the argument I got into repeatedly on Twitter. No other person could have organised a rally and it not be policed properly. But the issue is, if the police had provided the protection they needed, they would have been seen as going up against the president.
Yeah.
True.
That's the problem. No one else, if anyone else had organised what he organised, there would have been 10 times the police on the ground. They would have got nowhere near.
I'm not sure if that was necessarily that Trump was organising it. The police were cooperating with the people. They opened the gates.
They pretty much had to. Again, had to because
because the police are seeing these as people who were allies with them against the Black Lives Matter protests.
I think there is an element of that, but it doesn't change where ultimately their loyalties lie, and there just wasn't enough on the ground to go up against them. And every policy says if you do not have overwhelming force, you let them do what they want, and then you deal with them later.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want the cops getting killed.
I agree to a certain point, but there's actual rules of engagement that they didn't do anything. They ran up the stairs. They barricaded themselves. There's rules of engagement where you stand your ground and you unload your clip. At least that's how it used to be. There's a double standard for the Trumpers. I was going to say
that never again says there is an unwritten rule that says don't shoot white people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's a double standard in this country, because if it was people that looked like me, it would have been a whole different news story. There'd have been a bunch of dead bodies on the set.
There was certainly an element of privilege to it, wasn't there?
Yes. And I'm not going to go on too much about it, but it's blatant and it's obvious.
I mean, I would put money that the last thing that went through that girl's head, and I think it's a bit sick me saying it because it's me, was I can't believe that they've shot me.
Yeah. Don't tell jokes when I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah, well,
the last thing that went through that girl's head was a bullet, Dave.
If you go running towards a gun, you might get shot. Like that's just common sense. If you go running towards a gun,
well,
I don't think they believe
I
they would get
guarantee you that the police officer who died this morning, by the way, making 5 deaths in the melee, was thinking, I can't believe that they're beating me to death with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These guys they're criminals.
Yeah.
But that's what Trump has done. He has awoken all the sociopaths who think that their imaginary freedom and their imaginary rights, and nobody owns this country. I'm sorry. We say we the people, but we pay our taxes. That's just the way it is.
It really annoys me that the people that they are patriots because they've got this idea, even though there's a lot less of them. Well, fuck you.
And that's
how it works.
That's another thing too, is the demographics are changing for the West in general for all.
This is what the Republicans. I don't understand the Republicans that they can see it coming. At the end of the day,
over.
I don't understand their view of COVID for this reason. They're killing off their major voting base.
I guarantee you that there wasn't one freaking Republican who took the time to go to any of the associated websites for these people and realize that they were not only planning this all along to occupy the Capitol, but did not realize that they were coming with the nylon handcuffs and pipe bombs and long rifles and ready to actually assault and to kill Congress people.
Yeah.
And like I said, the worst thing I saw was the thing is that if they had got in there fast enough and Pelosi had been there, you think she'd have survived?
No,
because mob mentality. No, she wouldn't have.
They had set up a gallows outside.
Yep.
They were planning to drag Congress people out to a gallows.
Yeah.
Right, next question.
Okay.
Yeah. To carry on the level of humour there. Okay. Right. Question 1352. Did it make you smile when you heard that Donald Trump had COVID-19? There is an author's note.
I love the irony.
There is an author's note here that says the author of the question was singing "Ding dong, the witch is dead. Which old witch? That old bitch. Ding dong, the wicked old witch is dead."
I wasn't singing that, but I loved the irony of it. After him denying it for all that, the problem was he didn't get sick enough.
He was given the best medicine in the world. That's why.
Yeah.
I am
And
not
he
convinced that he
was,
got
but-
actually had it.
When he was standing there as someone who can't breathe, when he was standing on the balcony gasping for air, you can't fake that, or he was just acting well.
Yeah, he's not a good actor.
That you can't fake that. As someone who can't breathe, as I have my pipe in my hand, you can't. He was shallow breathing. Like that takes your entire upper body to do that. So he was sick with something.
Yeah, he was sick.
And he got the best treatment in the world. So there was a glint of hope that something horrible would happen to him. And yeah, I said it. I was hoping
Definitely.
that he would be on a respirator.
And this is what annoys me most. It's not even. I'm not doing it. Right. What annoys me most about this is the fact is there is a categorical point that he lied. Because
He lied about everything, though.
Right, but the point is, this is one of those things where we know the stats. We know the incubation period. We know how long it takes you to get well, and we know how long you're contagious. And he was back on his feet in less than 7 days.
Yep.
Yeah, but with the proper medication, you can fake anything.
You can fake
He
it.
was still sick when he was appearing back in front of people.
My point is that there has to be a lie somewhere here that that the administration, that everybody has given, that he is fit, that he is not contagious, so that he could carry on. Or he got it earlier.
Hey, it did wonders for Boris. So why not? It's ironic how Boris got it, and then Trump tried the same thing. You know.
Well, they said that he only was able to leave the hospital because he was pumped up on steroids.
That's what I'm saying.
You could see he was completely out of breath when he got back in the White House.
And you can't.
It was so apparent.
Yeah.
And there's the other visit that he had to Walter Reed Hospital. No one has ever said what that was about. And I'm still convinced that he had several strokes, and that explains his weird movement. His
he's like a fucking robot, isn't he? He's like.
Right.
No, but if you
would be cool.
If you look at him walking, he drags one of his feet, and that is a clear sign of a stroke.
But they've been talking about that before. If he'd had a stroke, he's had it years ago.
No, he had one recently. It might be a small stroke, a TIA or something. But
I would suspect he has a small stroke every night, because I'm sure Melania doesn't do anything for him anymore.
that
like
would mean that he doesn't have a stroke regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably
I wish for him death with masturbation.
Right. TP Seeker, smile? Hell no. I was ready to pop open a bottle of champagne when I heard he had COVID. Never again zips, lips and grins. Ethan says, I didn't laugh when I found out because I felt like it was something that was just going to happen.
I had just hoped that it was going.
So
I hoped it was going to scare him.
Trump got a cocktail which was loosely based on embryo stem cells.
Yep.
And the religious were silent. Nothing. Not a word. And then they said that wasn't part of this cocktail. And then I don't recall the company that made it. They released a press statement literally stating that was used.
And the point is it's their definition. I mean, you didn't go up against the pro-lifers. I did. The days after I went up against the pro-lifers with it, and they were horrific. They go, no, there was definitely no stem cells used in what treated him. And that's right. There was no stem cells used in what treated him. There was stem cells used to develop it.
Yes, I linked one of my favorites, Jilly Boy. I like to call him Jilly Boy. I linked him to the statement. He read it and he said, "See, it doesn't say that. It literally says that." It's like going over the Bible with them. You can read them a verse and they will still say it doesn't say that. Okay.
I had hoped it was going to scare him enough to make him realize it was something serious.
I hope so.
But, he got all the doctors. He got medicine at a level that probably less than 5% of the people in this country could ever afford.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And he shrugged it off, and it didn't mean anything.
If they wanted to
epiphany.
shake him, they should have given him the exact same treatment everyone else gets. Get him in line
the point is, they gave him the same treatment
in New York.
you gave someone. They gave him the same treatment that they gave to anyone that was literally on their last chance, and they gave it to him straight away.
Not necessarily.
Hey, please hold on. Experiencing a personal epiphany requires self-awareness. I doubt that this man even knows when he has to go take a shit. He probably has to be reminded.
Well, if those golf photos are anything to go by, he doesn't know.
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump had a bag that he has to empty or gets emptied for him. So, in relation to what Jenny was saying.
Well, after all that Coke and Adderall he does and fast food, I bet he's wearing a bag.
Oh, jeez.
Think about it. 40 years of Coke and Adderall and fast foods, you would not be able to hold it in.
God, I did not think it was possible for anybody to make my image of Trump even more gross.
So what do you do for a living? Well, I'm Donald Trump's butt plug maker.
There's no way their sex life involves him doing anything to Melania, so she's probably got a big black strap on that she uses.
Oh,
here we go. I know which direction this is going.
Jess says, I was sleeping and my boyfriend woke me to tell me. I said, good, I hope something awful.
Do you think Melania makes him wear a chastity device?
I think Melania sends the body double.
A little cock cage for his tiny todger.
I think she sends in the body double.
Oh,
go earn your money.
There's not enough money in the world to have that job.
Harmonica Man says, I laughed and held out hope for his death. Once again, the rich and powerful get taken care of unjustly.
True.
Let's be it.
They don't make cock cages small enough because Ken dolls don't have anything to put it on.
I'd like to be the sort of person that actually say, well, you shouldn't wish death on anyone, blah blah blah. But then I'd be lying because I partied like hell when Margaret Thatcher died. So fuck Trump.
Stuck in Florida says you don't get any treatment until your oxygen levels get very low due to the local hospital being full. It's a disgrace. And Harmonica Man says, Jen, that outfit looks good on you.
That's what Will says.
Right, next question.
Jen, your outfit looks lovely crumpled up on the floor.
Well,
it was my birthday 4 days ago. I'm still in my birthday suit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the birthday celebration.
Oh yeah, Will never did. Once he remembered it was my birthday, he didn't stop saying, "Hey, it's your birthday," and then, "Hey, it was your birthday" for 2 days.
Well, technically, it was your birthday where I lived.
Yes,
so,
2020.
I celebrated it for you.
Okay, 2020. The year of the naked Aussie.
I like Jen's. I like
that.
Jen's current outfit. I just want to see the bottom half.
Well,
you just want to see her little corner.
Oh.
Right, next question.
Yeah, there's a landing strip in my little corner.
Yeah, we have a question, please, Dave. Yeah, please.
Oh, it's going to make it all better. It's going to fix everything. The next question.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Question 1353. Given Donald Trump's apparently funny-shaped penis...
Hold on. Before you ask that question, I'm going to do a stool right now. Before you ask that question, have you realized that I haven't answered the last 2 or 3 because I'm really busy setting up my show and I'm talking to the co-host, so I haven't been paying all that much attention?
No, because it's been a much bigger back and forward than usual.
Yeah.
It's just a bit fast against Trump.
It's all about Trump today.
So in line with me pretending to be stool, what was the question?
Did it make you smile when you heard Donald Trump had COVID-19?
Definitely.
Okay, moving on.
There may have been cake involved.
There may have been cake
Well,
involved.
that and we got to bring Badger in here somehow.
Sandy says, just sit there and look pretty, Peter.
I always look pretty. At least that's what I think.
So pretty.
And I'm
so pretty.
alone in that.
So pretty and witty and white.
White, yeah.
Right, next question, damn you.
So hold on, Dave.
Oh.
If I need to look pretty, do I need to get my Neil 604 atheist hair? Because I have that just over there.
I think actually, Peter, what you've got to do is get naked.
You know, and I miss
No,
it.
Jen, no one wants to see that. Really. Trust me.
I do.
No
I'm
one.
not sure anyone wanted to see this, but it was way too hot.
I still think you're quite a few steps ahead of me when it comes to that. No one wants to see this.
Oh,
I mean,
I've
I've seen the view count of well, let's say a specific video you did. So
40,000 now.
He keeps refresh. What it does, Peter keeps refreshing it to check the count over and over again.
You're at 40,000.
How
I
could you
think it's about
possibly-
40,000.
Wow.
Peter, how could you have possibly
Wow.
watched it that many times?
Wow.
There has been people who've rewatched it quite a few times just for the first minute.
Mathpig says he gets. Wait there. Mathpig says he gets paid when he strips on stream to keep it going. Does that make him a whore?
Stop slut shaming.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. I just want to know what it's classed as.
Okay.
Making money.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what then. Just to get in the spirit of things, I'll go topless right now. Okay, here we go. Here it comes.
Oh,
Here
whoa.
it comes, and fuck
Right, the next question, damn you. Question 1353. Given Donald Trump's apparently funny-shaped penis, would you date someone with comical genitals?
Well, hire the handicapped and all. Yeah.
So,
You know, based on personality,
I have it on
characteristics.
good authority. I have it on good authority that there is no penis. There's just a sign that says, "Don't squish pimple growing a penis."
This isn't. You kind of think that he thought he had a pubic hair at one time until he pissed out of it.
Oh.
Mathpig says, are you projecting? I'm looking for a date. Never again.
Yeah. Trump could
That's
be.
what Melania Trump does. She looks for his date.
Wait a minute. I'm still a little bit distracted by what I'm doing because I apparently put up the wrong title on the show. We just talked about a video of Jen masturbating, and now you say you're looking for a date. Did I hear that correctly?
Trump could
Everyone
be
who wants
sexy-
to date Dave in the side chat, press 1.
No, Trump could be the sexiest, most gorgeous person in the world, and I would not date him because he's deplorable and an idiot. But somebody who can carry on an intelligent conversation and is genuinely a nice person, I would date regardless of physical characteristics.
Math pig straight there with the 1 in the chat.
No, it's a -1. That's a -1.
TVC goes, an atheist on a tells him off. Donoped says, funny genitals tells its own dick joke.
I would,
No.
as long as they're not Donald Trump, I would be fine. As long as it's not Donald Trump. Even if they looked like Donald Trump, as long as they're not Donald Trump. That's how much I don't like the guy.
I can't stand his face. It's a stuff of nightmares. It's just
So you think standing there? Wait there, Jen. Wait there. This answers this. There is an important question here. You're telling us you prefer to sit on the bed looking at his dick rather than his face?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Is it in a cage?
Sure.
It's on the other side of the room, and he's just on the bed.
Well, technically, if you guys are looking at each other's genitals, that's like right before the party starts, you know. So you're probably willingly there. If you're staring at someone's genitals, you're probably willingly there. Probably.
Or you're hog-tied.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing about having sex with Trump? His constant bragging during it, telling you how good he is at sex. Like,
it depends on if it's before or after the spreader bars and tie up.
You just put a horrible image in my mind.
All I can think about now is
I've got the best penis. I'm gonna have the best sex with you that anyone's ever had.
And which number butt plug he's up to, you know.
And purple. Hold on, purple.
Nerdy says, I don't think anyone ever had an orgasm like that before.
I was going to say.
See, now that you just put that in my head. Oh God.
I was trying to say, purple.
No one's ever been peed on by a Russian dancer like I've been peed on by a Russian.
Come on, Jeff, get it out.
You ruined me.
Spit it out, Jeff.
I will be if people shut up. You probably thought your stream today is the one that was going to go off the rails the most, but no.
Well, no, when he dedicated this to Trump, I knew it was going to be bad.
Oh yeah. I know. I missed the spatula hand questions.
I was so worried when you had the special guest we were talking about earlier, and you were going to invite her today. And I thought this is not a good example of a good episode to bring up.
You do realise that person's watching now. You're going to get DM saying, "Fuck this."
I'll just come with a disclaimer.
I would just like to say, hi, Katie. This show is not normally this bad.
Yeah.
That's funny. It says Katie just deleted her Twitter.
Yeah. And blocked all of us, really.
Right, single word answers. Would you date someone with comical genitals?
As long as it wasn't Trump, yeah.
Absolutely.
Genitals don't matter in that sense.
Absolutely.
Peter!
What was the question?
Yes, Sto.
Would you date someone with comical genitals?
Would I date someone with comical genitals?
Yeah.
That's a weird question because
would you date a woman?
Everyone who's ever dated me has. So
when you say that though, does that mean,
would you date a woman that had a vagina that looked like stool?
But are you talking about
that wouldn't be comical. That would be horrific.
Are you talking genitals that look funny or genitals from, say, the Mutant Ninja Turtles?
That look funny.
Which comical do you mean?
Ninja genitals, teenage ninja.
You have a horrible image in my mind. Thank you.
Well, when he's saying comical genitals, I'm thinking of the ducks that have the corkscrew dick.
I have to be honest. So when I'm dating someone, I don't think genitals come in the first 10 reasons why I date someone. So I don't think that I would have any problems with that.
Nope. Jenny?
I would not have any problem with dating somebody with you use the word comical. I don't think that's a very nice word to use. Shall we say non-standard? No,
at least you could say your girlfriend was a funny cunt.
Smokes a cigar and tells jokes.
No,
that's just a vagina.
There's no trans person who should ever question the quality of another person's genitals.
No.
Now I'm just picturing George Burns. Now I'm just picturing George Burns smoking a cigar.
To be fair, I've had sex with a number of people that I could never actually say I had dated.
Wait, George Burns smoked the cigar, one that he got from Clinton.
Apparently, it's not that bad till Jen starts bouncing like me.
There could be nothing worse than if your boyfriend suddenly nicknamed your vagina George Burns, wouldn't it? That'd be dreadful.
But do I know, Jen? That's all he's going to be thinking every time he sees it now.
Probably. I'll have to do my Kegels some more so I can get the lips moving in sequence and learn to throw my voice, because that really freak out.
Oh, I'm gonna repress this stream out of my mind. We've talked about Trump micropenis more.
You're just down there, and you're just about to give me a bit of pleasure, and I'm having it open and go. You sure you want to go there?
Doorknob Head has a valid point.
What?
You generally would not know they had comical genitals until after you had dated them.
I think they tell you in advance. Just be polite.
Would they though?
No.
I mean, I told a story earlier about a guy I dated who had a small penis.
Yeah,
and
that's all I could think of when you were talking about Trump in bed. Was it in yet?
Wasn't in yet, yeah. And I'm like, no. I mean, he didn't tell me that he had a small penis before.
He probably didn't think he had a small one until he got there.
Okay, maybe he didn't have a small one, and I've just got to. No.
Yeah, I've hooked up with guys who told me they had a large one, and I really wondered where they'd gotten the ruler from.
To be fair,
Will, be careful.
You do know the old joke, don't you?
Will,
No wonder that women can't predict measurements, because guys keep telling them that this is 6 inches.
Will, I think you should be careful. It sounds like Jen's warning you that you might fall in.
We have rope.
I was about to say, I have a whole rig for that.
Strap a board to his ass.
Hard hat. I have hard hat, harness, everything.
Hang on. Dave, did you just offer to hold Will's ankles, did you?
No, I said strap a board to his ass.
But, there's a simple way to get the U.S. to go metric. Just get all the guys to realize that they'd be able to say that they're 15 instead of 6.
I've lost track of who said yes and no in the chat.
Oh.
Why did Doorknob Head say rate my sister's genitals?
What?
I do. See, that's why I don't look at the chat.
Yeah.
This is the one show where I'm not looking at them, trying not to look at the chat. Oh.
Okay, any reference to siblings and genitals should never be in the same sentence.
Right, let's go to the next question.
I'm not from that part of. I'm not from that part of America. I'm not. From
Can we stop thinking about Donald Trump's genitals and asking any questions?
Just wait, Jeff.
Moving on.
Oh, good.
Do you know what? Fuck it, I won't bother answering it, to be honest. I didn't get off this fucking... I just put in the chat there. I just put in the chat, by the way, to everyone in the industry. All the times I've been on this show, I had to choose this fucking episode to be the one where I don't drink alcohol. And I'm regretting that fucking decision.
That's the problem, Jenny. It's
sorry, Jeff.
I'm
so sorry.
And if I start drinking now, how the fuck will I ever make it to movie night?
I can't answer the question. The panel wants to move on.
We've almost done the same number of streams today. That's crazy.
Well, let's get this moving. I have to go pick up some car parts.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Right. Question.
Dave. One last thing. We mentioned George Bush, and I'm eternally grateful to George Bush, and because I had to look up the word merkin. If you do that on Wikipedia, literally the first picture that shows up is a pink
Merkin.
genital wig with a headlamp. You haven't lived until you've seen a woman with a pink with a headlamp.
Yep.
That is, to me, and I have a vivid imagination. That had me going for weeks.
That's a comical genitals.
The why the headlamp? Why?
Because men have problems finding it.
I'm
Well,
not
that
going
would
to
blind
create a
them.
new show just called Jenny Tells.
Ooh.
Maybe that's what I should name my sex chat series, Jenny Tells.
Can we please have another fucking question?
I'm trying.
You could have
I
it.
like
You
that
could
title, though.
That's
You
a
could
good
have
one.
it refer to what you're telling and call it genitalia.
Right, next question. Question 1354. If you were stranded on a desert island with your pet, Donald Trump, and Betsy DeVos, who will you eat first?
The boss. Sorry.
I
sorry,
thought you were
the
going to
boss.
do marry, shag, and kill.
I would eat Betsy first because you could always eat her again tomorrow.
That I wouldn't want to go there. Literally, I wouldn't want to go there.
Trump, you put him underground. You let him stew for a couple days. You'll be eating that guy for 2 or 3 months.
No, Trump has enough fat to keep the fire going for at least a month. So that's where I would meet Trump.
I think I'd have to throw Trump to the sharks because I have the impression that he would smell so bad I couldn't stay on the island with him already. And that's while he's still alive.
Nerdy says
Imagine
he'd
how
be
long
using
it
bits
takes
of
to
Trump.
cook.
Nerdy says he'd be using bits of Trump as fishing bait.
There we go.
And
That's
Betsy
the plan.
DeVos is highly religious, so she knows that her place will be in the kitchen, and I will be sitting at the campfire, burning Trump with my dog. Can't get any better. And have my food delivered to me.
Well, if I was stranded on an island, I would use Trump as a flotation device to get off the island. He's
Well-
big enough, and they'd
Thinking.
find me. They would find me eventually.
And the fat content's there, it's going to float. It'd be like an Exxon oil spill.
Damn right.
With as much fat as he has, he could probably be the fuel for a signal fire that could be seen better than Krakatoa was.
I'd still be careful. So frequently whales wash up on our shores, and they tend to explode over time. So making Trump into a floating device, sitting on a bomb. No.
Yeah, but being orange, he would also be spotted easily on the water.
Well, you
Yeah.
leave a trail of makeup as you were floating off.
Although
It would be
visible.
it would be really sad that if a ship finally noticed the orange thing floating in the ocean comes towards you, and just as they're half a mile away, I don't know.
Yeah.
Visible from the space station.
If you fed Betsy to Trump and then used Trump as the boat, Trump's flatulence could be the propulsion system that saved you and the dog.
That might work. But
Monica
who
says-
says I want to get off the island? I mean,
You built the
miss the
valve
show.
that works for that, okay?
we now have people here in Holland who wear a hazmat suit and a full face mask because they're protesting that they can't wear masks. I think that island would be a relief.
Fair enough. Never Again says, I couldn't let my dog eat Trump or Betsy. I'd starve first. Harmonica Man said, I'd rather starve than be poisoned. TP Seeker says, use Trumpsky skin for a shelter.
Well, if you could sink Trump, the crabs would come, and then you'd have an endless food supply.
Are we sure the crabs aren't already there? Sorry.
If you were going to use Trump as a shelter, you'd need a lightsaber so you could slice him open first before you.
And I thought these things smell
So you
bad.
keep your hands,
Exactly.
to
Purple.
keep your hands warm.
Jen, I've seen the outside. I do not want to know what's on the inside. Sorry.
It smells like a tauntaun.
Oh,
I think opening Trump would be like opening a can of the what is it, the Norwegian or Swedish fish?
Lutefisk?
The strömming. That you need to open that can underwater because the smell will never leave your house if you don't.
That's like pickled
Unfortunately,
pig's feet.
my mother's side is Finnish, so yes, we have lutefisk at every winter family gathering.
Oh,
But I
No, but-
really think, I've kind of gotten to deal with that smell. I don't think I could deal with sitting around with Trump.
Why does everyone think Trump stinks?
I reckon you could get a lot of,
Because
you could get a lot of lamp oil out of Trump, I reckon.
If you, Dave,
With as many skinfuls as that guy has, that's a lot of places to trap smegma.
Yeah,
He
if
does
you've been
not
alive
look
for the
like-
last 4 years, and you have watched television regularly. The obvious thing is Trump stinks. I mean,
he doesn't look like he
everyone's
washes
opinion.
at all. He does not look like he washes himself at
No.
all.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure he has people
Trump
that do that
just-
for him.
But that's why I call Trump gross, because he looks dirty. He has COVID. He's gross.
Someone
a
has to
reason-
colour him.
there's a
Somebody
reason.
has to colour him in.
No, Dave, there
I feel
is a
sorry for that
reason.
person.
There's a reason when they paint his face that they stop just below the chin and just before the ear. There's a reason they're not going any further.
if he thinks that skin coloration looks good on him, he doesn't seem to have any concept of what is normal hygiene.
So yesterday during the stream when Jen put Trump up, I put my hand up against the screen. Trump is like 2 shades lighter than I am. So his orange is slowly starting to fade into brown. Like somebody needs to talk to that guy. He's doing orange face. He is slowly morphing to my color.
I was going to say, actually, That's
I'm just wondering. This is kind of on topic. Is it really bad to laugh when someone died? Because
Depends
I just
It depends
saw-
who died.
Lieutenant Uhura just tweeted.
Oh, yeah.
A Georgia woman trampled to death in the Capitol riot brought a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
That's vaguely,
Sorry.
ironically funny.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have chuckled at that.
If
but-
you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
I love Darwin Awards. I have no
That's gonna
trouble
say.
laughing at people where it's self-inflicted.
Sorry, call me a heartless American. Call me whatever you want. They were asking for it.
Wait, Julie says, this is to interrupt why Trump smells. His diet for 1, whatever he puts in his hair looks gross for 2, and his short arms can't get to hard to reach areas for 3.
Oh,
I think she might have overthought this.
oh. You guys have
So
ruined lunch. You
Julie
guys have
suggesting
ruined
he's
lunch.
kind of a dinosaur.
Tyrannosaurus
Do we
Rex.
know, Dave?
can't
You're British. Do we know if the White House has a position that is called groom of the stool?
No, it doesn't.
Because the British used to have that because the kings can obviously not wipe their own ass.
Oh,
Ew.
so that's that's Stoll's job. It's wiping somebody else's ass.
No, it's groom of the stool, so it's going to get worse.
To be fair,
You'll-
right, their
you'll
job
be
initially,
wiping
their
stool
job was
bath.
not wiping their ass. Their job was looking after where the stool went.
No.
Let's,
No, it became wiping their ass. Or everything that came out of a king or a queen.
It was still one of the most desired jobs.
Yes,
in-
because you got to spend time with the king.
yes.
Can I just say, this is why the trade union movement started in Britain. I'm just saying, because we had fucking jobs like that.
Julie says he's not cool enough to be a dinosaur. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Does
cool
anyone
enough.
else-
He's cool enough to be a fossil, though.
Does anyone else have an opinion on the pet Donald Trump, Betsy DeVos?
Nope.
No,
I
not
still
really.
think you should launch him into outer space. Space Force.
I
Send him there.
would say most people would have to shag the dog, marry Betsy, and kill Trump.
In that order. In that order.
One good thing came of this because now the American Army has a branch that is completely based on science fiction.
Yes.
Because they've got the logo from Star Trek. They got the uniform from Spaceballs.
Yes.
And they called Guardians from Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
As long
if
as they
you're
can
still trying
fabricate
to
themselves
take
up a starship.
if you're still trying to take everything serious, then I don't know what's wrong with you.
Well, even without Trump in the mix, I had said before that I would eat my neighbors before I would eat my cat because I can have a more intelligent conversation with the cat.
Right, penultimate question. Then we can all run away.
Okay.
Wait, is this the last show you're going to do?
What? Today?
No, today the penultimate question for Trump.
Yeah, he didn't say the penultimate question for today. He said the penultimate question.
It's the penultimate question for today.
The penultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
42.
Would you like toast?
How about crumpet?
Crumpet. A bit of crumpet.
Toasted tea cake? Right.
This isn't the fucking question.
Question.
I'm trying to stay
Oh, I'm
quiet.
going to punch him.
I'm trying to stay
Hold on. I'm set up because someone called me the internet police. So I got a really big box of chocolate donuts. So
How does that help us?
Okay. Nerdy has what looks like an actual news item saying the House of Representatives will introduce articles of impeachment against President Trump as early as Monday.
Sources say.
Wow.
They were saying yesterday if they really wanted to, they could do it in 48 hours.
and I'm a bit disappointed. We didn't have so this was everything to Trump, but
We've got two more questions.
we kind of missed the whole cosplay show that went on in the Capitol. I mean, the guy with his mother's yoga pants and the Chewbacca bikini, he didn't even
That's
get
not
mentioned.
technically a Trump question.
Technically, it is because they wanted Trump back.
Nah, that's a tangent.
Right. The next
Next.
second.
Ask the question.
Question. Question.
Answer.
Question 1,355. On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you that Donald Trump may be re-elected someday?
I'm more worried
Zero.
that somebody like him, but with more intelligence, is going to be elected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah,
Somebody
he
with Trump's
paved the way.
ideals who is actually competent at planning.
Yeah, he paved
Yeah.
the way. This is dangerous. Trump's never going to be elected ever again because there's a lot of shit coming out when he leaves office. I'm pretty convinced of that.
I won't be living here, so do what you want.
Chad says 0. Jenny?
I would say a 6, 5 or 6, because he's really well.
He doesn't-
He's going to be in prison. So Southern District of New York is going to try and convict him of financial fraud and all those other things, and he's
He
never
will
going to see the
never
light
see
of day.
jail time.
I don't
bet.
think he will either.
Want to bet?
He's not going
I
to
hope
see
he
jail
does.
time.
I hope.
If he's
I
going
hope.
to be in prison, he's going to win one more election, and that is worst toy boy of the prison.
Nobody.
West bottom.
He's not even
They will stop sending people into solitary confinement. They will lock them up with Trump.
Trump is not even that doesn't even sound like fun. Sweaty jail sex with Trump? No. That doesn't even sound like fun at all.
In all
Someone will
honesty,
do
it's
it.
too
Sweaty-
bad.
sweaty
Probably
jail
get
sex
more
sounds
action than he
amazing.
does.
I think it would be a humiliation thing that whoever's on the bottom of the totem pole has to be with Trump.
TV
I can see
That'd be one hell of
the
a punishment.
prisoner. I can see the prisoner. So you're what you did today is worse. You're not going to get solitary confinement. We're going to lock you up with Trump. And the prisoner will say, I'll take death row. Come
I'll
on.
take death row.
And speed it up, please. No.
TPC says 4. Never Again says 0. I don't worry about this stuff. It shortens your life worrying about stuff you can't control. Fight it, don't fear it.
Sorry to laugh at that one. Prison,
Don't
like
know.
I said, he's not even worth prison sex, so 0.
0.
Yeah, 0.
Well,
Jeff?
very simple. He ain't getting elected. He ain't getting elected to any public office again. 2, it's highly unlikely he's gonna go to jail. I'm sorry, I just think it is highly unlikely he is gonna get locked up.
I hope he does.
I
just
thought
of a weird twist that if he's convicted of a crime, he can't run for office again.
Oh, if they impeach him, that's the best thing about it.
Yeah. Well, isn't it supposed to be, though, that if you have a felony record, you can't run for president?
Biden just called Trump one of the most incompetent presidents in U.S. history.
Yeah. One of.
But I was just wondering that what if he's convicted but then pardoned? Is he then?
Well, that's what
eligible to
worries
run
me
for
about
office
him getting
again?
impeached. If
He
Pence
is
becomes leader,
planning to pardon himself in the last days that he's president.
but we're fairly
He's
certain that's not possible.
I was about to say, I thought that was a joke. I thought that was a joke.
No, I think he'll try it.
No, I saw a newspaper article that he's literally thinking about doing that.
Yeah. Okay, but no. Theoretically, just say after he's out of office, he's convicted of a crime. He's put in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Say Rudy Giuliani becomes president in 2024 and pardons him.
Yeah.
Does that then clear his record so he could run in 2028?
Yes.
It does. Oh.
Yikes.
How old will he be in 2028?
Dead?
Hopefully. We can live in hope. Cross our fingers.
Maybe the Big Macs will catch up with him.
Right.
I still have a question
done.
because I've watched Rudy Giuliani. Do we know whether or not he has a page on WikiLeaks?
He's definitely got a page on hair dye leaks.
Right, Trump's 74 years old now, so he'd be in his 80s in that situation, if he's still about.
He's a walking fucking coronary, isn't he?
I don't understand why he's still alive. I don't understand him criticizing.
I'm really
To be fair, though, the average American is that size. The average American is the size of Trump.
The average American isn't his age.
True.
But how bad does a human being need to be when his hair turns into liquid and tries to leave him?
Frequently, heredity has a great deal to do with somebody's cardiac health. And
does.
his father lasted, 80 or almost 90, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And his mom, too, lasted quite a number of years. He does not smoke. He does not drink, never has. There's a very good chance that he's going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, you live longer if you don't do those two.
He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't get sex.
Yeah, but he does because there are people who'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
I'd do him for 150 grand.
There's nothing wrong with people who will do anything for money, Jenny. Stop slut shaming.
It reminds me.
I mean, come on, our illustrious quizmaster here is a slut, so
I'm pro slut.
Pro slut.
I was thinking more
Retired,
about
I'm
stuff
retired.
like murder and
I'm retired.
That does
that
remind
kind
me
of
of a joke that I told when I was a kid. There's a man coming into the doctor's, and he said, "Doctor, I really want to live very long." Okay, so the doctor, I'll run a few questions past you. He said, "Do you smoke?" He said, "No, doctor, that's disgusting. No, I'm not smoking." He says, "Do you drink?" He said, "No, doctor, I've never drunk a drop in my whole life." Okay, doctor says, "Last question. How often do you have sex?" And he says, "Sex, doctor? No, I don't have sex." He said, "Well, I thought that was the last question. I got a final one. Why do you want to live long?"
Right, last question.
So that's the question that came after the penultimate question?
Yes. You've got how this works.
Penultimate question.
We're going to the ultimate question now. It's got to be good, Dave, or else.
It's the sub-penultimate question.
Doorknob the Head has a good one for Dave there. 150,000 for sex with Trump after knowing how he pays his debts.
You can always get it up front.
That's what I said.
Yeah, are you sure Trump can get it up at front?
Yeah, I didn't even see that. That's true.
He thinks he's getting he thinks he's getting 150 grand, but he gets an honorary doctorate from Trump University.
As long as I can put doctor in front of my name and talk to Kent Hovind every other day, I'm happy with that.
There you go. There we go. There it is.
Dr. Dave.
And everyone else here will have a decade's career on YouTube debunking you.
No, I wouldn't use. I only want the title doctor to use with people like Kent Hovind, with people that have fake doctorates.
You could go to a diploma mill online.
I know. I have been tempted.
I was thinking about doing it.
Hell, send me the money. I'll print you a diploma.
Don't get one from the same bloody trailer park that Kent Hovind got his from.
I don't think I could lower myself to writing a thesis like his.
Hello, my name is Critical Cripple.
Hello, my name is Dave.
Did he actually write a thesis?
Yeah,
he did. He wrote, and it starts with "Hello, my name is Ken Hovind."
Yep.
He wrote that after he got this thing, if I remember correctly. He wrote that after he got his doctorate because it suddenly occurred on him. He had to actually have a thesis to be a doctor. Let's just put it this way: it's the only doctoral thesis that's published on WikiLeaks.
Do you know, 3 years ago, I had no idea who Greg Locke, who any of these people were, and because of YouTube,
Hey,
I now know who all of these people are.
I'm going to start a diploma mill. It'll be great. St. Cloud State is a well-respected school. They won't notice that yours says St. Cloud Street.
Hey, why don't we all of us go get our doctorates and our minister and become ministers too?
I want to be doctor. Dr. Sewing would be amazing.
Right.
Sorry.
Last question.
Dr. Will makes me sound like a hipster, so Dr. Sewing.
Dr. Sewing.
I think in the age of COVID, when somebody sneezes, the correct response is, I forgive you.
So if we
Patches.
both get doctorates,
Ooh,
right,
I like that.
and after we're married, we could both be doctors exactly the same name.
There you go. Mm.
Yeah, but what is the third person going to be called
Sorry?
Bob.
when you get married? The third person. What are they going to call them?
I don't have patience for a third. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't have patience for a third.
I respect everyone's life choices and what they do.
I get jealous too.
I judge
so,
nobody. I judge no one, but I, man, that's a rabbit hole. I don't want to jump down.
Can we ask the last
Why did I
question?
bring this up? Yeah, I want to move on.
I respect everyone's life choices.
If you're going to do poly, it helps if at least one of them is a voyeur.
I'm shutting up.
Wait. David Melbourne from Michigan says, I want to be Dr. Love. And Spooky says, did Jen just propose?
No, because it's a conversation that Will and I have had at various times.
Technically, I proposed first. Technically,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if it was the first time.
Yeah.
but now we're
If
so
we're
not
gonna
so
say,
on about it.
any couples that you have that live in separate countries, marriage comes up very early.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when one of them's an American and they want to get into a civilized country.
Which is
I
so
thought you
sad.
said-
Who the hell is Will going to get
Annie.
married? Who the hell is Will going to get married to get into a civilized country?
It's true,
Oh,
you're
that's a good
still
point.
civilized, Dave.
Good point.
They're also smart because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
They're also.
Living home. Used to, once upon a time. Sewing safe words, let's get married. Right, last question.
Last question.
Question. 1,356. Would you rather swap lives with Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin?
Putin, easily.
Oh, Putin, he is the definition of toxic masculinity. I'd ride a horse with a sword in the middle of Siberia with no coat on. I'm down.
Well, Putin at least has
Can I go neither?
No, Putin at least has actual power. He can actually pass laws just on his
Let's
signature.
be honest.
True.
Let's be honest. If you were asking Donald Trump this question, he would say Putin, because Putin is what he aspires to be.
To be fair, Putin is the top in that relationship.
Putin,
Very
Putin
definitely.
Yeah, Putin is what Donald Trump wants to be.
Yep.
Exactly. He has been prime minister since 1999 or premier or whatever they say in Russia. I'm an American.
Theoretically, or should we say on paper, he has been like democratically elected, but we kind of know that's bollocks in Russia.
I choose neither. I'll swap lives with Merkel.
Didn't she just say that she promises her transition to power will not be this much fun?
Yeah, she did.
I like it. When I saw that on Twitter, I'm like, wow, that's what an adult looks like. Wow.
For a conservative,
I actually think she's really cool.
Peter,
Yes.
Putin or Trump?
I'm going to give a very intelligent answer. I'm going to go with Trump because on January 20th he'll be gone.
Yeah, but he'll still be himself.
Yeah, and you'll be him. You've swapped lives with him. That's you.
I swap lives with. Well, I'd still go with.
You're basically facing a lot of court cases.
Yeah. Who would ever choose that?
Now just one picture of Melania flashed in front of me, so I need to reconsider. Then no, I think I might be Putin.
To be honest, you got the thing is, if you get to be Putin, right, you get to boss Trump about.
You've actually got some real power.
Yeah, you could actually, you could make Trump be your little bitch if you were Putin.
You can have him. You can have him peed on. You say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, the chat says, Never Again says, oh, fuck you, Dave. Ox says, Putin has a brain.
Putin is a mass murderer.
And that's sad that we are choosing him over Trump.
It is. Spooky says, there is no disputing the correct answer.
Okay, but if you took over Putin's life, you don't have to run it the way he does.
No, you don't. He's
you
just
could
in
actually
that position.
become a benevolent dictator of Russia.
Yeah.
But the past is still the past.
But you could improve the lives for all the people there.
You could, but who'd want to be him? Who'd want to be Trump?
Well, once Trump's out of office and he's facing all the lawsuits and we know he's broke, what possible appeal could there be to be him?
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, people are they're gonna run from him. People are gonna completely run away from him, which they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Rah, rah, that's Putin.
I like that song.
Spooky says there's no disputing the correct answer.
Right.
Trump is incompetent.
Yes.
And incontinent. Don't do Adderall and Coke for 40 years. Here's the other thing. If we're swapping lives, we're going to remember this. If we're swapping lives, that technically means that's a two-way street. And basically, if I
you can make Trump have your life.
I could deal with people thinking I'm an evil, murderous bastard like Putin, right? But I couldn't deal with people thinking I'm that much of a blithering dipshit like Trump.
Putin would hate to become me.
You mean I would get to make Donald Trump or Vlad baby a trans woman?
Yes.
Boy, what a opportunity.
It would be a teaching moment.
Oh yes, it would, wouldn't it?
I don't think I would trust either one of those people in my house. I wouldn't trust either one of them in my house.
That'd be okay because I'd be in their house then.
Their house is horrible. Well, I don't know about Putin's, but Trump's house
I'd have to get rid of Melania and get rid of all that ugly gold stuff.
When Jenny frames it that way, though, I do like the idea of trying to see Trump trying to live below minimum wage.
Oh, he would run into traffic
with a porcelain toilet.
He would not be able to handle it. Living like everybody else, having to wait in line for things, sitting in the car and driving, shopping for yourself. I don't think
he'd have too good a life if I let him become Australian.
Well, especially in my line of work, that he doesn't make any money if he doesn't know how to be nice to people.
I just want him to have to wear panty liners for the rest of his life.
No.
He almost certainly already wears nappies.
I was about to say diaper. He wears a diaper.
Right. So is everyone going Vlad apart from Peter?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going Vlad.
I speak unanimously for myself.
I don't want to choose because they're both horrible.
Okay,
but if I had to choose, it'd be Vlad.
My life would be better choosing Vlad, but since Jenny brought up the torture aspect, it would just be so entertaining to see Trump trying to live on my income.
Yeah,
he would just be screaming, ah!
You see, I'd give him an allowance of $5 a week, so I'm nicer than purple.
Never Again says they can't have what I've built. You could set fire to it first. They could do set fire to it, then do the body switch, and then just stood next to your.
Hang on. So you're saying you could do whatever you wanted first, and then instigate this.
Yes.
So you could slit your wrists and then instigate the switch.
No, your body's got to be intact.
I would call myself and be like, "Hey, don't touch anything in my house."
Could I do it?
Stay out of my fridge.
Could I do it in that moment before I become what's her name? Thelma and Louise.
Well,
no, you need to go somewhere secluded, sit on a really big stack of explosives, light the fuse, and then make the switch.
Seraph says you could skydive without a chute.
I could actually brick myself into a room with no door and then just wait until the mortar sets up and then switch. Because it's easy to be in there with the tools to put the bricks in and not have any to take them out.
I do. If I did pick Trump or something, I would do the switch halfway through one of these streams because I'd love to try and see him get to answer one or two of your questions, Dave.
Seems very evil of you. To me.
I hate to break it, but I might need to drop off because I got a show in 35 minutes.
We are literally finished.
We are literally.
Did I kill the show with that?
No, we were about to say.
We're finished anyway.
Talking about Trump killed the show.
From the start.
We need to get back to crazy questions and me talking about being naked and all the crazy adventures I had.
I am naked.
Ooh.
The crazy adventures you're having.
I'm doing good.
Right.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Right. Does anyone got anything to shill?
I think we should start an OnlyFans, you and me. We'll just read biology books naked.
So you're chilling your OnlyFans. You're chilling your OnlyFans.
Have I got anything to shills? Yeah, I'm doing a Stump Gen later today for me or tomorrow for everyone else. So that'll be at 9:30 p.m. my time. So God knows what's that. 1:30 p.m. for the UK is. 8:30 a.m. for people in Eastern.
Jeff.
Got nice stream with Noodle on Sunday. We're starting up the Asterix things again. I think it's on her channel this week though.
Excellent.
So,
Purple?
Just my usual streams, Wednesday at noon and Thursday at midnight, U.S. Central Time.
Jenny?
Well, there's going to be movie night tonight at its usual time, and then on Sunday, well, I'll be sleeping, so never mind.
Peter?
In 34 minutes, we're going to do a show. I'm going to have Robert Reed as my co-host, and we'll be talking to Zach from Adherent Apologetics. If anyone watches Tart, he recently debated Randolph Richardson, who set it up. So my thanks to Randolph.
Excellent.
Okay.
Make sure you put a link to that in the chat, given that our linky person today is vanished.
Yeah.
Will?
Next week, Jen and I will be doing our What the Fuck stream on LGBTQIA++ issues. It'll be awesome. So everybody's welcome.
Wait, is that going to be? Is that going to be at the stupid time in the morning again?
It is for you, yes.
Sorry, I live on the west coast of America. It's second to last time zone on Earth. Sorry.
I've got this new show. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, every other show is on at 5 o'clock in the morning for me. Whenever you guys have a show, we have to have one. We have to have one on West Coast time. One where I can actually be coherent and not drink a pot of coffee.
What's going to be the time for that? I must have the time here wrong.
Same as it was this week. So what is that? What time is that? What time did we start that?
We're going to be your pre-show, Purple.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll basically be your pre-show, Peps.
Okay. Well, just because you were saying morning, you were throwing me off, because that was
morning
in my time.
It's my morning
for me, night time for you.
Yeah, it's like
it's about 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I don't know how you did today, Jeff.
Right.
Well, yes.
So I'm going to say.
Yes.
Quickly take my one. Thank you to Jenny.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Purple.
Good, I can make one.
Thank you to Jeff.
Yo.
Thank you to Peter. Thank you to Jenny. Again. Thank you to Will. And thank you to everyone in the chat. And we will see you on Monday. Okay.
Monday.
Bye.
Bye.